Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bruce Konechny. Welcome to One Man's Voice. Today is February 19th, 2019. You know, it's been brought up again about the minimum wage going to $15 an hour. So let's clear the whole slate and look at this from an economic point of view. Something that AOC can't do because even though she has a degree in economics, she thinks lower unemployment is because people have two jobs, which is absolutely ridiculous. Okay? But from an economic point of view, when you raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, one of two things are going to happen. People are going to lose their jobs, and more pressure is going to be put on the people that are there to perform for $15 an hour. So in other words, if you have two people making $7.50, now you have one making $15. They better do the job of two people. That's socialism, okay? Socialism says we're paying you this, you do this, or you won't have this job anymore. We'll put you in something different. Or two, they keep on the second employee and they raise the prices of their food, of their services, which is absolutely outrageous because you have the poor and you have the elderly who are on fixed incomes having to deal with higher costs. And they're not getting any more money. They can't walk into a boss and say, hey, everything's going up in price. I need a pay raise. And when you go to 3% or 4% in growth and you don't get a cost of living adjustment, your income dwindles. Now, if anybody understands this, it should be AOC. She was a bartender, okay? Whoopie-doo. She was a bartender. Now she's a member of Congress. She went from making what, $30,000, maybe $35,000 a year, to making over $100,000 a year. You can't do that in socialism, people. You cannot do that. The government will take control of businesses and say, I want you here, I want you here, and I want you here, and you're not going anywhere till you do that job and do it right, and do it for a couple of years for me, basically the rest of your life. There'll be no growth. There'll be no enjoyment because you'll be stuck in jobs that you may not like. But if you don't do the job, the government's going to punish you for it. That's socialism. But the cost of the American people is outrageous. You see, yes, we'll raise your jobs to $15 minimum wage. Why? Because that means you have to pay more in taxes. And when the Democrats get in control and they raise your tax rate to $50 or 50%, guess what? You're right back to making your $7.50 an hour. But only now, this is a way for the Democrats to suck money out of businesses. And when they do that, businesses are going to say, sorry, we don't want to do business here anymore. And they'll leave the country, just like they did under NAFTA. What are you going to do? How are you going to succeed if the jobs leave the country? And if there's not enough jobs to go around, like there is now, there's a bunch of jobs out there that can't be filled because we don't have the qualified individuals. So when you take those jobs that qualified individuals fit into and move them out of country, now you've put them on welfare, unemployment, food stamps, and you're bringing in illegals into this country. I won't even say illegals. You open the border and let anybody and their brother come into the country without an education. What jobs are they going to get when our own educated people can't find jobs and have to take low-end jobs? You got a guy making $35,000 a year or $40,000 a year. His job leaves the country and he has to work for $15 an hour because there's no other jobs available. What happens to those people coming into the country? How are they going to work if our educated people are taking the low-end jobs? And that puts them on welfare, food stamps, puts them in government housing. That's all right because that's what they want. Please understand the Democrats are the party of the KKK ever since 1865 when they started it. They want slavery. And by opening the borders and allowing aliens to come into this country or foreigners to come into this country and flood the work market and dirty up our streets, defecate and throw their trash in the streets, urinate in the streets, then they have to sit there and say, we got to do something to help them. So they're going to give them welfare. They're going to give them Social Security. They're going to give them food stamps. They're going to find a place for them to live. They might even have to say, hey, let's start building more houses. But you can't build expensive houses, the green houses that AOC wants, because they've got to go up quickly And they've got to be cheap because you have to put people in there who are not going to make any money, that are going to live off of the government. Because the low-end jobs of $15 are going to educated people, while the uneducated people can't find jobs at all. And there's only so many jobs for being out in the fields and picking cotton and pineapples or whatever it is that they pick. The economic devastation to this country will be to bring us down, to make us nothing more than a third world nation, and listen to the liberal left, the socialist Democrats say, we will take care of you. I don't want my government taking care of me. I have Social Security. I have retirement. I worked for those. I don't need the government to sit there and say, I'll take care of you. No, you won't. I worked. I earned. Now I'm taking care of myself in retirement because that's what I expected to do. So that's the way it is. And AOC is a prime example of what capitalism is all about. As a capitalist, she went from being a bartender to an uneducated economist, to a bartender, to representing the constituents of her district in New York. She's a member of Congress, making over $100,000 a year. You will not find that in socialist countries. And this Omar chick, I don't want to show her any respect at all. She hates America. She hates the Jews. She's anti-Semitic. She attacks and slandered America. And we have her as a representative. Where is Nancy Pelosi sitting there condemning her for her actions and saying, you no longer need to be here. You need to go away? No, because she's part of the new socialist communist Democratic Party that's going to take down the Republicans and destroy this country. If you don't believe me, Democrats, open your eyes. Please, open your eyes. Listen to what's being said. I know you hate Fox News. I don't care. Listen to them anyway. Listen to what Maddow has to say in Morning Joe and how they slander and bring up. Look at this kid, the actor who said he was attacked and assaulted and verbally assaulted by two guys wearing mega hats. And now it's coming down that it was a false statement. He needs to be prosecuted, and they need to stay after him until he is arrested and prosecuted for filing a false complaint. And if you go back and ask police departments that have had complaints of harassment, whatever, you'll find that the majority of them, which has increased, by the way, over the course of years, the majority of them are fake. They're false. They're out there doing that to make the Republicans look bad, to make the conservatives look bad, because, you see, they can't find anything. Conservatives sit there and go, well, later. I don't want to have to deal with this. And walk away. And when you do that, how are you going to sit there and attack them? You have to create false narratives. And that's what's happening in this country. It's the Democratic Party. It's the leadership. It's people that are out there saying we have to create negativity in this country so we can win the next election. We need to take control of this country so we can have a socialist democratic society without capitalism. Remember what Maggie Thatcher said. Socialism is great till you run out of other people's money. Socialism is great until businesses leave your shores and go somewhere else and put your people into poverty. Socialism is great until there's no food available. Look at Venezuela. I mean, it just happened overnight down there. $175 for a roll of toilet paper? That's socialism. We're not giving the people anything. Us greedy, rich socialists are going to keep everything for ourselves and make the people suffer. And that's what's going to happen under this, what is their name? Omar and AOC and Nancy Pelosi. I mean, it's a joke, people. It really is. But you better wake up, because if you don't, religion is going to be gone in this country. The only religion that's going to be allowed in this country is going to be the Muslim faith. They're going to kick the Jews out or kill the Jews. And they're going to demoralize Christians until they have victory so that there is no religion in this country. You have to make the decision, especially you Christian and Catholic Democrats. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? This is Bruce Konechny. Thank you for listening. You have yourself a great day. And God bless each and every one of you.